Invest 98L now has a pretty big chance of becoming a tropical system in the next 48 hours. It is now has an 80% chance of development in the next 2 days. This is it right here. This is a major development right here and right now from the National Hurricane Center in Miami, Florida. So this is the 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time advisory. Showers and thunderstorms associated with a tropical wave located several hundred miles southwest of the Cabo Verde Islands have increased since this morning and are beginning to show signs of organization. Recent satellite and wind data also indicate that a broad area of low pressure has formed, but the center of system lacks a well-defined center of circulation. Environmental conditions are expected to remain conducive for additional development, and a tropical depression is likely to form within the next day or two, while the system moves westward at 10 to 15 miles per hour across the eastern and central tropical Atlantic. So a few hours ago, this was expected to develop on Thursday or Friday, and now it's expected to develop within a day or so. So that's a pretty big jump in a forecast. So the formation chance through the next 48 hours is 80%, like I just said, and it's still 90% for the next 5 days. So this is almost certainly going to become a tropical system at this point. I'm just putting that out there, and I can show you the satellite to confirm this. There it is right here. You can see the center of circulation is right here. It's starting to get more of its act together. You can see those thunderstorms starting to form maybe a little bit of a core. So there you have it. There you go. Let's pull it one more time. All right. Okay, there you go. There it is. There it is. There it is. Boom. We're seeing minus 70s near the center of circulation. It's not fully organized yet, but it's getting there. It probably in 6 hours, it's going to be more organized than it was in the last 6 hours. In the next 6 hours, it's going to be more organized than the last 6 hours. Just wanted to reiterate that. So let's first do the tracks and the intensity. The tracks are still the same. The models are pretty much of an agreement, generally, of it moving more towards the west and then towards the west-northwest after 24 hours. So yeah, the models are generally in agreement. Heck, it's not even above 10 degrees north, so I would be surprised if it stayed that low. But it's not going to happen. So here it is. Here's the intensity. Models are still split a few days out. There's no question that this is going to become a tropical storm according to these models. However, a lot of them now have it going into hurricane strength. Majority of them keeping it at Category 1, some going up to Category 2. The COTI has it going up to major hurricane strength at Cat 3 with winds of 115 miles per hour. The HWFI, though, is just going much higher than that. They're saying it's now going to be a Category 4 storm 5.5 days out, I'm taking this as well as the COTI with a grain of salt, because there's not more models to support that, and the fact that while it is organizing more quickly than it was, I have reservations for that because there's no other models to support that. So I have deep reservations, but this is now. This isn't 12 hours from now. This isn't 24 hours from now. This is just my opinion right now, and just to let you know, my prediction may not be right in 24 hours. That's how these things change. That's why I have a disclaimer on the beginning of these videos, because these predictions can change, and my 2 cents aren't always right. So yeah. Anyway, let's go back to that. So yeah, we're back to the center. We're back to the satellite. Yeah, you can really see that organization around the center of circulation, and it's looking more impressive by the hour. I said that with Tropical Storm Peter. It bears fruit with this now. It started to tighten up a little bit, then it started to relax a little bit, and that's now starting to tighten up again, and it could be a tropical depression in the next day or so. It's not there yet, but it's getting there. So now that that's been taken care of, let's do the few key takeaways I want to show once again. Number one, this now has an 80% chance of development. Very likely chance, extremely likely that it's going to develop in the next day or so. Am I saying it's going to form in the next 24 hours? No. Am I saying it's likely? Absolutely, it's likely. But it could take it could take more than 24 hours for it to fully organize and everything. So that's why they had it in the next day or two. Yeah. Second takeaway is that this system isn't rapidly, but it's organizing at a much quicker pace than it was 6 hours ago at the last advisory. And we can use the satellite to confirm that. It's this as the core is starting to get its more thunderstorms. It's starting to look a lot better than it did. Like all the storms were over here and on the northwest part of it. Now they are starting to develop a core in the middle of the storm. So that's the second key takeaway right there. Third key takeaway: the models are in pretty much in somewhat of an agreement on on the direction it's going, but not the exact track. That's what we're looking for with these things. If we can get the better track like this, whereas for tropical storms Peter and Rose, like the models were just completely split all over the place and just in a bunch of spaghetti noodles. This is what we are looking for right here. So that's some good news that the models have a general consensus of agreement with when it comes to this stuff. And the fourth key observation that I've noticed is that even though this is a 30-mile-per-hour invest right now, all the models have it going up to at least tropical storm strength. It could get up to hurricane force strength. There are several models that support that. I'm reserving my judgments once again for anything stronger than anything stronger than really just like. Point is, nothing's off the table. Like I'm holding my judgment for major hurricane strength right now because the National Hurricane Center hasn't designated this a tropical depression, and they haven't released cones on this yet. So until that time, I'm basically just for now I'm just skeptical. I'm taking these with a grain of salt, and not only that, my prediction now could be wrong in 24 hours. And next thing you know, this thing could be forecast to strengthen to major hurricane status. Let's hope it doesn't. But the point I'm trying to make here is that I think it's going to be at least a tropical storm, and nothing is off the table. It's real. Other than that, I'm reserving my judgment. So we're going back to the satellite, and so yeah, this is really started to ramp up a bit. So I'll be keeping a very close eye on this. So be sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more updates.